essence of Hampton University. The Scripps Howard News Watch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Scripps Howard News Watch. I'm Rachel Prevet.
And I'm Alexis Scott. History is being made this year as we are celebrating Hampton University's 150 years of excellence.
Not only are we celebrating 150 years since Hampton's founding, we are also celebrating our beloved president, Dr. William R. Harvey, for his 40 years of service to this university. This past weekend, students, families, and alumni flooded the campus to celebrate this historic homecoming.
Chantal Song-Bembry has more.
Hampton University is known for its rich culture, history, and legacy. Last weekend, alumni of all ages and majors came together for the 2017 Homecoming Weekend.
Homecoming means to me having all the alumni coming back, having the kids get together.
This year's homecoming was very significant. It marked 150 years since Hampton's founding and 40 years of leadership under our president, Dr. William R. Harvey.
Through all of the issues and things that we've gone through on this university, he has been able to stick through it and continue to lead us.
Homecoming weekend kicked off with the bazaar, which included a variety of vendors and food trucks. The following morning was the parade, which showcased a series of grand floats and marching bands. HU fans later gathered in Armstrong Stadium to watch the Pirates defeat the FAMU Rattlers. The weekend ended with the kickoff of the Genesis II Legacy Connection. This organization was started by the Genesis II class, who aim to provide their children with a network of love, support, and professional outreach connections.
I think it's just cool that we all are supporting each other, and it shows how strong that family bond is here in Hampton.
As Hampton University looks ahead to the 2018 homecoming, memories of fun, friendship, and family will certainly stay alive. Chantal Song-Bembry, WHOV News.
Thank you, Chantal. Hampton welcomed Greenleaf's Lamont Rucker for a special guest lecture last Monday. The lecture focused on liberal arts and entertainment and uplifting the community. The Hampton University School of Liberal Arts and Education sponsored the event that gave students the chance to listen and ask questions to Rucker. Rucker plays the role of Jacob Greenleaf in the Oprah Winfrey Network drama series, Greenleaf. Rucker has received nominations for the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series.
Two Hampton grads have taken their talents from their home by the sea to minor league baseball. Ariel Moore and Erica Frazier participated in the minor league baseball's field program. The field program is for fostering inclusion through education and leadership development. This week-long program gave attendees a chance to connect with baseball executives and learn more about the baseball industry. Congratulations, Ariel and Erica. Keep up the great work.
NASA gave the Hampton Roads community a huge free treat this homecoming weekend. The Langley Research Center opened its doors to the public Saturday and received quite a turnout. WHOV's Candace Mascow went inside to see exactly what the program had been up to.
For the most part, very few civilians know what the inside of a federal research facility looks like. Surrounded by fences and warning signs, guards are always on duty checking the IDs of anybody that wants to get inside. But today was a special day. It has been 100 years since the center's creation, and they were excited to have spectators come take a glimpse inside.
We're our open house today. We typically have an open house every 5 years, and this happens to be special because it coincides with our 100th anniversary celebration.
The campus itself is quite large, so school buses were on site to provide transportation to the various buildings that were visitor-friendly. Buildings that were open to the public had NASA employees there to explain some of the research and science that takes place every day.
We bring in scientists, engineers, and we have them work together to integrate to come up with a design. And then we use the design for proposals or advocacy packages, things like that. We also do reviews in here and some analysis.
One of the most notable spots at the Research Center was the brand new Katherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility. However, that building was off limits at the open house. The buildings that were open were very busy with long lines of people wanting to see wind tunnels, model aircrafts, and of course receive goodie bags. The open house lasted for about 7 hours, but even after being there for a few minutes, you were sure to learn something new about NASA. And this was the message the open house hoped to get across.
If you missed the open house because of homecoming, that's okay. The next one will take place 5 years from now. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area, be sure to check it out. Remember, your tax money pays for it.
And now let's take a time to look across the nation.
Our first stop takes us to the White House as President Trump meets with the governor of Puerto Rico. Started off his remarks praising Puerto Rico for how they handled Hurricane Maria just last month. President Trump also spoke of a new power plant to be designed and constructed in Puerto Rico. The governor of Puerto Rico spent some of his comments thanking President Trump for all of the assistance being provided to Puerto Rico.
Electricity at that moment. You gave us the waiver for A and B for FEMA, and staunch communication with all of your members. Now, we recognize that a lot has been done, but a lot has to be done.
Former President George W. Bush spoke out against bigotry and white supremacy last Thursday. The 43rd president addressed this and other issues at the George W. Bush Institute in New York.
Our identity as a nation, unlike many other nations, is not determined by geography or ethnicity, by soil or blood. We become the heirs of Martin Luther King Jr. by recognizing one another not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This means that people of every race, religion, ethnicity can be fully and equally American. It means that bigotry or white supremacy in any form is blasphemy against the American creed.
Bush is actively endorsing policies that run against those supported by President Trump. Bush also addressed concerns over bullying among American leaders.
Florida Governor Rick Scott declared a state of emergency in Alachua County on last Monday ahead of expected protests. Richard Spencer, known for being a prominent white supremacist, was expected to make a speech at the University of Florida last Thursday. Spencer led a group of supporters carrying torches in May in Charlottesville, Virginia, before the violent protests in Charlottesville in August. Spencer is a leader of a growing white nationalist movement in the U.S. and identifies as being a part of the alt-right group. We'll have more details on this next week.
White House Chief of Staff John Kelly released a statement on Thursday regarding the ambush of service members in Niger. President Trump received backlash over his response to the situation. Trump made phone calls to the families of the fallen soldiers and was quoted saying he knew what he signed up for. John Kelly said he advised Trump on what to say before he called the families. He also ensured that an investigation will be conducted on the ambush in Niger.
There's Marines there in their thousands. That's what they were doing there. Now there is an investigation. There's always an unless it's a very, very conventional death in a conventional war. There's always an investigation. An investigation doesn't mean anything was wrong. An investigation doesn't mean people's heads are going to roll. The fact is, they need to find out what happened and why it happened.
A number of wildfires have hit parts of California and have left many students out of school. Wildfires in Northern California affected nearly 260,000 students in 600 schools. While most schools are starting to re-enter the building, there are still some potential health risks of smoke, quality, and damages to the school structure. About 400 students and 200 staff members have reported losing their homes in the area.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton blasted President Trump's approach to making agreements with Iran and North Korea. Her remarks came on last Wednesday before being aired Sunday on CNN's Fareed Zakaria's GPS. Clinton disagreed with Trump's logic behind his efforts to back away from the agreement, which also includes England, France, Germany, Russia, and China.
I worry greatly that our president wants to take that lid off, and then we would face two nuclear challenges, one from North Korea, one from Iran. That would make absolutely no sense, and I'm hoping that the Congress and others prevent the collapse of the Iran nuclear agreement, because you've got to deal with the nuclear challenge separate and apart from all the other challenges, and it's imperative we do so because it remains the single biggest threat.
Clinton also condemned how the president handles situations on Twitter, and now he sees how he cannot be divided as a country.
Coming up later in the show, we'll give you a look on what to expect from the weather this week.
And right after the break, we'll have all things business. Your Bloomberg Business Report is coming up next.
Stay with us.
They told me that I had prostate cancer.
Proton therapy eases human misery and saves lives.
It was the most unbelievable experience of my life.
Ask your oncologist about proton therapy. Live your life. Let us fight your cancer.
Matchsticks, matchbox, matching tie and matching socks. You don't know why, but you're really special to match point, match game. You and I are not the same, but I can tell that you're really special to me. There's something I can give to make you laugh, to help you live. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate college.
I'm going to make a difference.
I knew I wanted to go to college, but I had no clue how to pay for it.
The U.S. Department of Education has over $100 billion to help students pay for college.
And the free application?
You mean the FAFSA? I did it online.
I'm going to find out how to pay for college.
I'm going to college.gov.
Giant Amazon is looking for a second headquarters location in a city that is not far from Hampton and thinks they have what it takes. The mayor of Virginia Beach, Will Sessoms, believes Amazon will be a great on to the most populated city in Virginia. The tech company says they are looking for a city that's close to an international airport and has a population of about 1 million. Already, Amazon says they have received over 200 proposals from cities all over the country. Mayor Sessoms says he will talk with state lawmakers to see if he can make this dream come true. Target says they're looking to get a new look. They hope to bring more customers as they continue their competition with Walmart and Amazon. By the end of 2020, the Superstore says they want to remodel over 1,000 stores. They plan to open a few smaller stores in big cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. Just last week, the CEO of Target, Brian Cornell, hoped open the second Target located in Manhattan. 100 years old relationships is coming to an end. Whirlpool, the appliance company, and Sears are breaking up. Sears says that Whirlpool has been making requests that would have made it hard for the store to sell their products at a competitive price. Sears has been closing stores and suffering for a while as rivals like Home Depot and Amazon move in on their market. The separation from Whirlpool takes place immediately, and the split will also include Whirlpool's sister companies Maytag, KitchenAid, and JennAir.
Kobe Bryant is known to some as a basketball legend, and since his retirement, fans weren't sure what his next move would be. Well, the basketball all-star announced that he would try his hand in the sports drink world. The sports drink is called Body Armor, and it is a company Bryant has heavily invested in. In an interview with CNNBC, Bryant says he wants his drink to be a #1 drink by 2025. Gatorade, you better look out. Chipotle has seen its share of scandals with food safety, so they've unleashed a new menu item to win back the hearts of their fans. Queso is the secret weapon, and Chipotle investors are checking to see if this will increase the Mexican restaurant's third quarter earnings. Chipotle executive says the ooey gooey cheese is something that customers have been requesting for years. But the queso has been met with some backlash on social media, with some saying the texture isn't quite right. Combine this with rising costs of avocados, and Chipotle could see a fall in their stocks.
Sometimes yard work can make you hot and sweaty.
But try doing it in the south of Florida in the summer sun while wearing a full nun's outfit. This is Sister Margaret Ann, a nun from Miami, and she's become somewhat of a celebrity. And like other celebrities, she's got her own merchandise. And this product is quite surprising. It's called Nun with a Chainsaw. Pale ale inspired by Sister Margaret cutting through debris after storm Hurricane Irma. The video raised spirits and a few eyebrows after going viral. And now people are raising glasses full of the Nun's Brew. When we come back, we'll tell you about some of the big wins the Hampton Pirates had over the weekend.
And we know you felt a little chill in the air. Our weather correspondent Lulu will be up next to tell you if it's time to dust off your Ugg boots. Stick with us.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Welcome to the Hampton University Museum and Archives. Founded in 1868, the institution has 2 floors, 10 galleries pulling from collections of Hawaiian art, African American art, Pacific Islander, and Native American art. In particular, the African American art collection is the largest collection of African American art in the country. This is truly a national treasure.
Hampton University Museum, I-64 exit 267, Hampton.
This weather has been giving us a little bit of confusion on what we should wear lately.
It definitely has. Our weather correspondent Lulu Louisier is here to get us updated on what to expect.
Thank you, guys. We had some good homecoming weather. Let's see if that same weather lasts. Today we saw clear skies with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 46 degrees. Make sure you guys bundle up tonight. This weekend we can expect some good weather for the most part. On Friday it'll be partially cloudy with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 53 degrees. Saturday will be a little warmer with a high of 73 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. So expect slight winds and humidity throughout the day. Sunday will end the weekend with light showers, so make sure you guys have on a jacket if you're walking to the library to get some last-minute studying work done. The high for Sunday is 67 degrees with a low of 45. Next Monday, we can expect the sun to be out with a high of 61 degrees and a low of 46 degrees. Tuesday, we'll see a high of 66 degrees and a low of 53 degrees. It seems to me that this fall weather is here, and I have to say this is my favorite kind of weather, y'all.
Yes, it really is. It's my favorite kind of weather, too. I'm a fall baby, so I like to wear, you know, the scarves.
I'm
and
just
the
ready for
over-the-knee
boots.
Yes, and the boots. Yes. Later on in the show, we'll still be celebrating Hampton's 150 years. Stick around to see some of the special guests that we've had on campus this past weekend.
And after the break, we see how the Pirates and the Lady Pirates have been doing on the fields, on the courts, and even in the waters.
Stay with us.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Our Lady Pirates and Pirates have seen a lot of action this week.
That's right, Rachel. Our sports correspondent, Kayla Tinsley, is in the studio to give us all the details. Kayla?
Thank you, Alexis and Rachel. It's time for your sports report. Let's get started. Our Pirates football team took on the Florida A&M Rattlers this past Saturday for our homecoming game. The Pirates took an early 21-3 lead until the Rattlers made a comeback, leading the Pirates 27-24 with 7 minutes left to play. Hampton quarterback Delman Williams' late touchdown pass to Quinton Lee was enough to get the Pirates the 31-27 win. Williams had one of his best games this season, completing 11 of his passes for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Running back Shea McKenzie ran for 147 yards and added another touchdown. The Pirates are now 5-2 overall and 4-0 in the MEAC. Their next game is Saturday against the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats in Florida. We have Pirates that are excelling on the field, but these Pirates are excelling on the water after earning their first national ranking in school history. Our sailing team captured the team title for the second year in a row at the Henry Luke Trophy hosted by Cornell University on Sunday, October 15th. This past weekend, the Pirates weren't as successful as they took 4th place at the Kings Point Dingy Open in New York. Georgetown took the 1st and 3rd spots, and Navy swoops for 2nd place. The sailing team will be in action in the War Memorial Regatta this Saturday and Sunday in Geneva, New York. Our volleyball team ended the 3-game losing streak after sweeping the Norfolk State Spartans 3-0 in the Battle of the Bay matchup. Junior Lena Washington recorded her 2nd double-double of the season with 11 kills and 10 digs. The Lady Pirates are now 9-14 overall and 4-3 in the MEAC. They will hit the courts again Friday against Morgan State at Morgan State. The NBA season has begun and has already gotten off to a wild start. In the first game of the season, we saw the horrific injury of Gordon Hayward, breaking his leg in the first 6 minutes of the game. After losing 2 of their first 3 games by 40-plus points, the Phoenix Suns have fired their head coach, Earl Watson. They picked up their first win of the season Monday against the Kings. The final score, 117-115. Tonight, you can catch the Spurs versus the Heat on ESPN at 8 p.m. tonight. After the game, Lonzo Ball and the LA Lakers will take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. And we are now 8 weeks into the NFL season. The Steelers, Chiefs, and Patriots are all on top of the AFC with 5-2 records. The Eagles lead the NFC with the league best record of 6-1. Right behind them are the Minnesota Vikings and LA Rams. With nearly half of the NFL season gone, we'll see who will keep up with their wins and who will fall into a drought. That's it for sports this week. Make sure you keep up with your Pirates, Lady Pirates, and favorite national teams. Rachel and Alexis, back to you.
Thank you, Kayla. Homecoming may be over, but they're still celebrating.
See how students at Alumni celebrated homecoming right after the break.
Stay with us.
I thought that tumor was gone, that we already took care of it.
The type of tumor that he has was wrapped around his brainstem, and once Lana recovered from the surgery, we just put our faith in the proton radiation therapy to get the balance of the tumor because we knew how precise and successful the proton radiation therapy had been.
I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm glad my hair is growing back.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextstoprex.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
This past weekend was the kickoff celebration for Hampton's 150 years and Dr. William R. Harvey's 40 years of leadership. Friday started it all with the R&B, jazz, and funk sensation Brian Culbertson.
The concert was hosted by comedian and Hampton alum Wanda Sykes. The crowd enjoyed good laughs and good music to start off the homecoming weekend.
Thank you for joining us tonight on the Scripps Howard News Watch. I'm Rachel Prevette.
And I'm Alexis Scott. Have a great week.